I'm Jade, by the way. Look at this lovely audience. Hello 10 people. Thank you for being here. We love you. And this is Hayden. And can I
Hey,
just
everyone.
say, I'm just going to go rogue a little bit. Thank you, AV guys. You're the best. Thank you for keeping all of this running and doing our PowerPoint last minute, because that's how we roll. Okay, I'll be official now. Oh, 7 people left. Yeah. They put us on the big stage for a reason, guys. All right, let's start.
Yeah, just want to start by saying we're going to talk about being life in business and life in business together, and also life together. So how we navigate that and the ups and downs of it and what we've learned along the way. So yeah, it's exciting.
From date night to dispatch. Was that AI who made that title, or was it me? You'll never know. Okay. Who runs a business with their partner right now? Yes. Ooh, nice. And who would never ever? The same people. Nice. And who's curious, but they kind of want to know what they're dipping into first? Nice. And who's here because I asked them to be in our audience? Oh, okay. Oh, you guys want to be. Nice. All right, so what we're going to talk to you today about is a true story. There's no smoke and mirrors here. You're just getting the real deal. But I'm kind of tired about talking about our story, so we thought we'd do it by song. Hayden is not singing, even though he did sing at the Opera House once, was never invited back. So here's a little video about us. Please work.
It's going to work?
Yeah, press it.
Met at an event, became friends. Very casual vibe. Hayden had a family project. Jade had a business. No one was thinking, let's merge our lives.
Yeah.
Then we fell in love. This was not the plan. We were meant to just hang out, not build a life and a brand. This was not the plan. This was not the plan. This was never the plan. We got pregnant, completely unplanned. Timing was not what you call on brand. So now we got a baby in boxes and stock, and conversations about margins at 9 o'clock. 7 years later, and here we stand. This was not the plan. We were meant to just hang out, not build a life and a brand. This was not the plan. This was not the
Definitely appropriate.
plan. This was never the plan. 30 mil deep into the life unplanned. $250,000 orders, a team of 10. Absolutely, we do it again. But if you asked us back then, this was not the plan. We were meant to just hang out, not build a life and a brand. This was not the plan. This was not the plan. This was never the plan.
Yay!
Bit of a different way to do it. Had to use
I
AI
know.
somewhere.
I know, but do you know what? We didn't plan for what we fucking do, standing here awkwardly for 2.5 minutes. Anyway, I was like, she's gonna bring it for the team. Yes, girl. It is
It will be.
called Not the Plan. I've been singing it all day. Okay, I'm getting distracted. All right, this is our cast of characters. This is our family. This is what we're working with here at Zia. Hayden, yay! Original founder of Zia, MD, very stubborn, driven, and I shouldn't look there, I should look there, shouldn't I? Lives in the detail.
And then we've got Jade, also very stubborn, but she wrote the slides, so she got to choose what this says. But co-founder, she's been involved in the business for 7 years, CMO, helps with any part of the business, excitable, loves the big picture.
And then everyone's favourite co-worker, their mother-in-law. Guys, she's one of the OG formulators. She's a gun saleswoman, and she didn't really like me coming in at the start, but we're good now.
And then I had my brother and sister in the business as well, so they were helping out for a period when they needed the work and during COVID, etc. So they joined for a while. They are great for the business, but also has its own challenges, and they don't work for us anymore. But we had a great period there, and we learnt a lot about working with the family there as well.
We just gave them jobs, guys. And our children. So I've managed to turn our eldest off having her own business. Thank you. And our son, I don't know how he came out, was like a master negotiator, stubborn as fuck, and I think that comes from him. But he's primed for management, so if you need a boss baby, call me.
So when you're working with business, we kind of brought it with your family. There's a few things that do come as really positive things associated with it. So obviously trust. One of the biggest things you notice when you're working with family is you have that like trust that you can, that they're willing to do anything and get involved and really help out.
Yeah, and speed, because you are making decisions in the living room, in the car, in the kitchen, in bed, like wherever you are, you can talk about business.
And then shared stakes. So we were doing it for the same reason. The vision is not just what's happening in the business, but it's actually a shared vision in life, and really trying to amplify that and do what we can across the family and business. But you also get no off switch. So working on the laptops from bed at ridiculous hours of the night.
Was that it?
Yep.
Okay, good. There's no HR, which is good for me, but there's no buffer. So there's no escalation point. If there's an issue, you're at the ceiling and you have to work it out. So when you're aligned, it's super powerful. And when you're butting heads, tensions can rise really quickly, and there's no one to facilitate that.
That kind of goes on to the next section, because we asked our team what they thought of this. And like when you've got a team and you've got co-founders that are in a relationship together, some really like it, some are not used to that sort of dynamic. And it was really interesting getting some of their feedback.
Yeah, so this was submitted anonymously. They could say whatever they wanted without fear of consequence. And so we've got what works.
And this talks about clarity, balance, honesty, so the clarity of a shared goal, and they're comfortable having open dialogue, so being a small team, feeling safer and easier, like that balance between, I mean, we always face this challenge, but that family dynamic, but keeping it professional as well, which we've learned a lot about over the years. And then I guess it's just being more honest and open, like, so I think that's all part of it as well. Anything else? Yeah.
And then obviously there are things that feel harder for the team too, especially if they've never worked in this kind of dynamic before. So there can be tension, uncertainty, and a bit of aux times, because the default for them is to think of you as mum and dad. They don't see you as separate people in leadership roles. They see you as a combined family unit that they're against. So here they've said at times it can feel a bit uncomfortable if they're having a disagreement, and even if we would say it's a professional one and one that we've had in different boardrooms and different experiences, with the family lens, for them, that's what makes it uncomfortable. And sometimes someone said it's really difficult to take sides, and for us, we don't even want people to take sides. We just want them to be able to make the best decision for the business. But that's what it comes back to when you're working with a couple And I guess even with our team members, who's working under who and who understands the personalities more as well. So it's a mixed bag. It's like really great, but then sometimes people come in going, oh, okay, it's me versus them.
Yeah, that's a constant challenge that you're facing, and we've learned a lot. You obviously this is done on our current team, but we've had team members in the past that just weren't the right fit. When they've come in from like a corporate like background and or they're not used to that sort of like a bit more. They see what a meeting between us that's like straight to the point, straight, very direct, as like an argument. But realistically, it's just us having like being very passionate about a certain situation, and not everyone can adjust to that sort of mindset. So we've definitely navigated that a few times with previous team members who just weren't the right fit for having that dynamic, and also like sharing that in our interview process now. Honestly, like having that sort of conversation at the beginning is like, this is what you get. This is how it works. We make that very clear from the outset.
Yeah. So what people get wrong, there's common misconceptions. And I know who wrote this just from the way she wrote it. But she loves working with family business because she loves the dynamic. It feels very honest and raw and all of those things we said before, like fast, and there's a lot of trust. And so she actually really loves the way that we work together and appreciates it. And we've got the commitment. Like, who are you more committed to than the people you love? And so that trickles down into the business. So sometimes, like with misconceptions, there's people who are like, I could never work with my family because XYZ. Or they're like, oh, I'd love to work with my family because we get along well, we have different strengths. But they don't often think about the commitment and the way that the dynamic can really work to push the business further.
Yeah, absolutely. So what we're going to do now is just take you through some of our rules that we've learned over the years and that some follow, some we're still learning as well, but things that we've adopted to or we work towards in aspects of working in a family business, not just as partners, but also having obviously the extended family involved at different stages. And the first one that we've got here is define roles and overlap. This is something that we weren't very good at in the beginning. There's a lot of overlap in decision making around marketing. We've both got a marketing background and very stubborn and very opinionated about different aspects of it. So we've become a lot better over the years at really defining those roles and being really clear on who owns what and making that really clear from the outset. And you have to do that in every team, but when you're got that family aspect of it and the relationship aspect, it's also more important.
Yeah. And there's no job description. Like when you're building a business, it's like, yes, you can do that, I'll do that. But you don't sit there and go, okay, what's my role? Where are we overlapping? And where is this having a detrimental effect to the business?
And and also like who's reporting to who. So you've got obviously, you want to make it really clear for the team, like who is the report they're going towards so that they don't have that conflicted understanding, and that's something we have become a lot better at over the years as well. The second one here we've got is separate your conversations, so business, relationships, life. Really trying to get out of the habit of actually having those conversations while you're lying in bed at 10 p.m. at night, and really trying to make clear boundaries. It's very easy to get into bad habits. We definitely did earlier on and during that COVID period where we were going through hard challenges in the business anyway. So we had to really reframe the way that we approached it so that we did made time for our relationship outside of just like business, and also respecting each other's need to like have a bit more time on the laptop or have a bit more work outside of business hours while the other one's helping with the family, whatever it might be.
And like coming back to conversations, okay. You know when you're with your partner and then you start out having a normal conversation and then it quickly derails and then you move into like very personal territory and then you end up with like, are you saying I'm a bitch? Like, it can devolve very quickly. So, when it comes to separating your conversations, it's really good and it's really hard in the moment. But to try and pinpoint if that is happening, if it's starting to feel personal, then saying, okay, this is getting derailed. We need to talk about the business issue, not our couple issue.
Yeah. I mean, if you're having like a bit of a domestic at home and you've had an issue that's like whatever it might be, it's a real like challenge sometimes to actually separate that when you get into the office, and that's a really key thing that we really aim to kind of like, if we've got those like personal things that happen in any relationship, like trying to separate it as much as we can.
That's hard for me.
The rule 3, frameworks versus over feelings. We've made we use a system in our business, EOS, a lot of it, or part of it, and that means we have like really structured meetings as much as we can. And that just allows us to make sure that we get the most out of these meetings with the team and don't let things get derailed, and keep that framework as much as we can, because otherwise it gets a bit too emotional or too feelings orientated, which can take things off track.
Yeah, but I'm a Pisces, so I don't know what I'm supposed to do with that, guys. But and also, we're a female team, and so I don't want to say emotional like it's a bad thing. It's not. We all have emotions, even the men. And if you're passionate about the work that you're doing, you're going to have emotion about it. But I think where it becomes an issue is when that is overtaking the decision making. And so the frameworks are so important just to support in the conversations and how you move forward with them.
And then we've also got empowering your team. So this kind of leads back to one of the original ones, but actually like having the team members that are on our level and can from two parts. One, from actually like being part of that leadership team and feeling comfortable to push back on either of us and not take sides in any way, but like having those like feeling that comfort to actually have those tough conversations without it just being the two of us. And then also like taking on the meetings and not feeling like mum and dad that they're having to report to. And that's a big thing that we try and avoid, because it changes the dynamic quite a lot. So we really make an effort to empower our team, particularly in the last few years, to like take control of the meetings, own it, understand it as much as they can.
Yeah. And when I interview people to come in, I say from day dot, I'm like, you're working with a family, and yes, we sit here naturally as co-founders and owners, but you're coming in as an equal. Like, it doesn't matter if you're an intern, a manager, your voice matters, and you have just as much right to express that. Doesn't matter what room you're in or who you're sitting with. We don't make preferences with who we listen to or who we take feedback from. And so it's really important for us, not that we do it perfectly, but to build that into our culture so people know what they're coming into, but also to give them permission to speak and to feel like they're coming into a space where we're sitting side by side, not some sort of hierarchy where family always wins.
Forced off time. So really just trying to make that time, which we alluded to before, but really trying to make that time to actually spend that time with the family outside of business conversations, like taking those periods, those moments. We can have really special moments with the family, with the kids, and separating it as much as we can, because we're both workaholics. Like we would both work all weekends if we could, and we have half the time we're arguing on who's going to work. We have those sort of conversations quite a lot. So we're really trying to make a forced effort to like carve out that time to have that off time with each other and with the family, so that we can be present.
And with the kids too, like, it's good for them to see you work and put in effort and move towards a dream that you have, but also you've got to make sure that you're giving them your full attention. And so, yeah, we definitely fight over who can do the work. And then also, it's like, okay, that's enough. This is important. Let's spend some time as a family. Let's go out and do something and put away the phone. Oh, that's a hard one.
And I think rule 6 is really trying to understand your differences and making the most of those. And for us, we've learnt them over time, and we really understand. We don't try and step on each other's toes when we've got one area that we're really strong in. So we'd like really try and embrace each other's advantages and benefits and our skill sets, basically.
Just when you said benefits, it just made me laugh. But like, people who know us know that we're so different. We're chalk and cheese, and we don't see a lot of things in the same way. But then when we come together aligned on a purpose, then we absolutely do. It's our superpower. It's our rocket fuel, and we can like tag team each other in. Like if we don't have the energy for something, if I'm just overwhelmed and something needs to happen, Hayden will step in and do it. And if he's traveling or needs something taken care of with the team, I can step in and do it. So even though we are so different, we can use it to our advantage and help each other along the way.
And number 7, thinking long term. And I think one of the biggest strengths that we've had from very early on in the outset is actually having that really clear vision of improving the quality of life of 10 million people by 2030. And we've always had that vision for the business, but also having that for our family vision, what we want to achieve, what we want to get out of it as well. So we've always made that really clear part of all the conversations. We may have very different views on how we should get there sometimes, and like having really deep conversations around what that looks like. And there's no perfect way of doing it. It's an up and down and going through all sorts of ways to get there, but having that really clear idea of what we want to achieve both as a business but also as a family and where we want to take it is also really critical as well.
It is. And yeah, those discussions aren't always easy when you're thinking about the long term. Where are we going to live? Where are we going to put the kids in school? How do we want to live our life? Is this a job or is it supposed to be a freedom lifestyle? Like all those other things that come up, even as entrepreneurs and business owners. All of these questions, you're now not deciding for yourself, you're deciding for everyone, and you have to do that together.
And I think keeping perspective, calling each other out, Jade's very good at doing this. I feel a bit scared to do that, but she does it she does it a lot. But it's really like really calling someone out if they're being getting too focused on something that just doesn't need the attention, or like really using the fact that we are in a relationship to our advantage and being able to call it out quicker than some co-founders that may skirt around the truth or whatever it might be because they don't have that level of connection, that level of relationship. So I think for us, we do try and use that to our advantage as much as we possible to bring things up quicker and call each other out a lot earlier than some might.
Yeah, and it's done with love. I think like a good example I like to have is when we're in a meeting and we come out and we have different perspectives on what's just happened. And one of us might feel a bit aggravated or frustrated, and the other one can come and say, well, actually, from my perspective, it wasn't as bad as you thought, and I think the outcome is this. And so that can really, really help the other person. And you can't get away with anything. You know, when you had your early jobs and you'd come home and you bitch to your housemates and you're like, oh, that mole, she makes my life hell. And then you're focused on you being the only person in the story. But when there's someone right there next to you who's seen it unfold, their perspective really, really matters, because often that's the truth, I guess, of the matter, and you can be more diplomatic and balanced about it.
And I think the 80-20, and this is our last sort of learning, but picking your battles of what really what you really need to focus on. So the whole 80-20 of like getting too caught up in the things that don't really matter. Like it's so easy for that, and I do that all the bloody time. It's in terms of getting too focused on that and just focusing on that 20% of whatever it might be that you need to focus your attention on. And again, it's calling each other out on it.
We do a lot of calling, it seems. Okay, and the last slide, we've got to always remember your why. Why are you building this business and why are you doing it together? I think the best thing for me and for both of us is to be able to cheer each other on. Like, I love Hayden. He's the fucking best. He is amazing at what he does, and he has so many skills, strengths, and talents that I don't have that I wish I did. And being able to work with that and see him grow personally and professionally, that is one of my greatest joys. This man's doing a TEDx talk in a few weeks, and I will be his biggest cheerleader. I think when you're in business with someone and you feel so much hope for their own success as well as yours, there's nothing that just gives you more pride and joy to see it unfold. And so, for the people in the room who are already doing it, you know what it takes. It's not easy, but it's worth it. And for those who are looking to get started, like, hold on. It's a wild, wild ride, but it's so worth it. 100%. Would we do it again?
100%.
Yeah. And it might look different in the next iteration, and we might have a lot more journeys and chapters, definitely through Zia. But doing it together is just one of the most fulfilling things I've ever had in my life. So thank you.
Thank you.
Say you love me too.
Love you.
That's it, guys.
Thank you.
I have 1:47. Is that a question? Or was that just so phenomenal? No. All right. Thank you all so much.